Copy. Open. Paste. David Bowie. Away it goes whilst it searches for Bowie. We'll add Bowie to this list. She had different colour eyes, didn't she? Like a cat. Meow. I don't know why, but I always think of Jimmy Savile in this one. I don't know why. Widest in the hairline, high set ears, fake jawbone, no Adam's apple, no place to put Mama Spicy Meatball, very short clavicles, look. Soft, sloping clavicles. Of course, dressed like a drag queen, didn't it? All glammed up. A woman passing as a man. You don't think it's possible, do you? It looks like Ronan Keating a bit there. Is it Ronan Keating? I'm seeing one of the boy bands. You don't think a woman could pull it off? You've seen the blokes do it loads of times, right? The drag queens, but these drag kings, you just wouldn't think that it was a woman, would you? Until someone started to point it out to you. The small ears, the soft eyes, the arched eyebrows, the widow's peak, the deep philtrum, the lack of the square jaw look. No Adam's apple. No, I won't be quiet. You see, these Satanists don't walk around holding up the Baphomets in front of your face or doing the Babylon sign. They don't walk around doing this in real life. It's just for these photos. Bring on the clowns. Because that's what it is. She's clowning, right, as a boy. It's exactly what she's doing. She's clowning as a boy. The makeup and the haircut. Of course, they removed David's breasts, so it makes it more believable, right? If David had breasts, she wouldn't be passing as David. But because they removed the breast and can have topless pictures taken with a man with breasts, people don't notice. And yes, it reaches into pornography as well. I can't prove it's all the porn stars like I can with the celebrities. All the big ones, Stormy Daniels, all them big names, especially the American ones, definitely are flipped. But I've seen English celebrities. They're not celebrities, you see. They're not even big names. The lesser names look more like women, and the men too, the ones that don't become big household names. They don't marry footballers or nothing either. When you go look at the pictures, like I can go to Lucy Pinder, or well, let's do Leilani Dowden. Bearing in mind, this was a typical page 3 girl from England. Melinda Messenger, another one. They're all dudes in disguise with big shoulders. But they get Getty Seals look. The ones I've looked at that look like women don't have Getty Seals. They don't have pictures of them like this at nightclubs with footballers and other celebrities. They don't have none of these pictures to go with them, which is why I think they do allow some real people into porn, but they don't allow them into the movies, that's for sure. It's the one place where you really can't stop it, right? Because people just make their own movies and stuff. They can't stop it. But they can also produce their own, which is what they do. Leilani Dowden is a big mouthpiece in England at the minute about all sorts. Look at that neck. Look at the chin to thigh ratio. Look at the big flat clavicles. It's a big triangle look. The face is not pushed downward. The brow bone is shining back at me, look. A short forehead, a wide set of eyes. All they've done is feminise that chin, trying to create an egg. But the widest part is still here, look. You can see it, look. This bit of the face, look, the cheekbone, is wider than the top of the head. Houston, we have a problem. But this one was a page 3 girl. And it used to do all these pictures. And they passed it off as a woman. And young lads like me in England, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned, jacked off to him. Look at this. What does that say? Miss what? It played for Miss Great Britain. Well, there's your answer. Look, where's your hips? To me now, it's just so simple. Where are your fucking hips, mate? That is not a woman. Not, look at the long, straight, male, thin leg. Not a chicken nom. It should be shaped like a chicken nom-nom leg. And it's not. It beyonds me. It is. It's all beyond me. But this is what they've done. They've taken boys and made them look like girls. Look, no hips. Massive long arms. Look at the meatball knuckles. I never noticed any of these things before. The long necks. Look at, I thought Leilani had a long neck. Look at this dude here. Look at that pit monster on the right. I don't know who that is. Unidentified friend. Well, it's a flip-flop. For a second I thought that was his ball sack hanging. It's not. It's the red carpet behind him. But I literally thought his ball sack had fallen out. This is what they've done. He looks like Stacey Solomon. Stacey Solomon. Again, won the X Factor. You can't win. We can't win the X Factor because we're not flip-flops. Stacey Solomon. Sol means sun. The sol. The sun. Son of Mon. Son of man. Stacey, son of man. In your face. And that's what I'm seeing. He's got the same massive head like Leilani Dowding. It's almost the same features because I'm looking at the same male skull. Not exactly the same male skull because everyone's individual, but you're either one or the other. You're either a boy or a girl. And the reason that Leilani looks like Stacey Solomon, is because they're both dudes. Look at those teeth. Look at the neck. Massive square head. It's not an egghead. When you look at the girlfriend, Joe Schwash, which one of them's got a smaller face? Look at the shoulders on Stacey Solomon. But she's had the baby. I've seen pregnancy pictures of her having a baby. You ask it, and the next question would be, who had all them kids then? Who do you think? The wrinkly, Sharpay, foreheaded, jaw-lacking bitch over here with a childbearing hips. That's who had all the babies. Men can't have babies, so they wear moon bumps. The only way to get them pregnant is to use the FTM. I've got to clarify this for all the new people. Stacey has still got a penis. Joe has still got a vagina. Stacey can still get Joe pregnant. Even though Joe's got no boobs and Stacey's added boobs, Stacey's still got the balls and penis that go into that vagina and create babies. How do they have children? The same way we do. Apart from everything looks backwards. It's fucked up. It really is. Stacey Solomon, son of man. Is that him in a bikini, look? And you're there again, lacking female hips. I don't know what that is. I can only imagine that looks like an Adonis belt there. But they're born to lie to us. They are born to lie to us. And then you want to ask, well, why? Why did they want to lie to us? Because Satan hates you. Because you're created in the image of God. These people are not created in the image of God. They're created in the image of Satan. The devil wears Prada, meaning the devil is a man in a dress. They can use surrogates, yeah. They can use brothers and sisters or people they don't even know. Yeah, they can. But I've seen so many pictures of pregnant celebrities. I still think they have their own children. I think they'd want to have their own children. You wouldn't want someone else to have your children unless you were going to die or something. So that makes, it makes more sense that way. If you don't see them getting fatter and all this, then that would be your excuse. That would be your reasoning, right? That they're using surrogates, and that's why they don't put any weight on the FTMs, because someone else has the baby. But for most of them, I think that they carry their own babies. Vin Diesel pregnant. Vin Diesel pregnant. There's a couple of them, isn't there? There's this one. I don't know if it was from the same time or different pregnancies. Right there. That is not a beer belly. That is a female to male pregnant with a baby. Smoking as well. And there she is again. Puffed outwards, having a baby. And what looks like a giant Cuban cigar. Again, the discernment is up to you to decide what you're seeing. I'm telling you what I see, and many people agree with me that this is a pregnant woman. If you don't believe me, we do the skull check look. Tell me, is that shaped like an egg / Tic Tac, or is it shaped like a block / cannonball? Because it's got a long face. It's got open eye sockets, close set eyes. Draw a line down and across. It's female. High set ears. Absolutely no jawbone. I don't know how many times I have to show you what a real male jawbone looks like, but here's mine. Square jaw look. Shadow casting. Square jaw. Look at it. Absolute blockhead. And we go back to Vin Diesel. And you're absolutely missing a jawbone because this is subcutaneous laser fat because it's a woman. There were a few pictures of her pregnant. Right here. You can tell me that she's method acting or she's put it on for a film or whatever. But that's a pregnant woman. Look how high up this belly button is. Explain it to me like I'm 5 years old. Go on. Jack Black, pregnant. Is it Jack Black? It is. There's a few that I can remember that I've seen where you see that they're pregnant. There. Absolutely taking the piss lot with Angelina Jolie. There is no way on this earth that Mangelina Jolie there's no way that this person can have a baby because it's a man. But there's Jack Black pushing out his pregnant baby because she's a woman. Jack's the woman. Angela's the man. How can I tell from this shoulder to this elbow? Look how short that upper arm is. That upper arm is designed to breastfeed a child against the mother's bosom. Women have shorter arms for this purpose. Men, look, shoulder to elbow. Look how much, it's twice the size of Jack Black's upper arm. And that's all you have to go on. You don't need to do all that other stuff. The arms alone tell you there's a problem. The people lie, the skeletons don't. And we use a number of markers to identify these people. I wouldn't just use the arm marker alone, but I already know that these two are flipped. So I know, without a shadow of a doubt, I can use this arm marker right now as a 100% pass rate because I've studied the human arm. Men have long, thick bones with square shoulders. Women have soft, short bones with rounded look, sloping shoulders in comparison to the square, horizontal one there. We can do this all over the body. I can use many different markers to identify you. But the primary marker in forensics are the gaits. And then a close second are the skulls. Because if you don't have the gaits, if you can't prove that Miss Great Britain is actually Mr. Great Britain, then you don't have a case in court. And this is what I've said to you all along. If it don't stand in the courtroom, it's not forensics. It's not facts. There are facts in the Bible that I can't get my head around. Mark Twain said it best. It's not the parts that I don't understand. It's the parts that I do understand that annoy me, that scare me, that make me think. And I'm the same. I'm exactly the same. Anybody who wants to try and tell me that the whole Word of God is written by the Queen James and all of her flip-floppy friends, you got no chance. My Heavenly Father did not want little virgin girls to be taken for yourselves. My Heavenly Father didn't want jewellery and gold. It's what the fallen taught us. They added all this stuff to it, that God lives in palaces of gold and emeralds and onyx and jasper. What the fuck is jasper? I've never heard of it. To me, that's a wasp. A jasper is a wasp. It means nothing to me. It's a jeweler speaking. Be good to your master if you're a slave. That's a slaver speaking. If you're out of money, use a usury. Go to a banker. That's a banker speaking. None of this belongs in the Holy Bible, or any scripture for that matters. But they added their 2 penneth. Let it be known that their £2 of flesh has been added into that book. I don't care what anyone says. I've got discernment. You want me to believe that my Heavenly Father allows you to be a paedophile and take virgin girls for yourself? Get to Satan talking yet again. Only Satan does this stuff to children, not God. Satan gives out all the diseases in the world, not God. God didn't create any of it. Man did. Man through greed. Greedy men. Not men like me and you, and women like you and me mother. We're talking about greedy, horrible men that didn't even look like men. They looked like women. All the kings and all the king's horses and all the king's men, the kingsmen, they're all flipped. They turned this world into the hellhole that it is. It's still a beautiful place, don't get me wrong. It's still full of love and it's still full of people that are kind and caring. The essence of God has not left this place. The Spirit of Christ still dwells within all of us to be kind. I'm sure in their own lifetimes, these people are kind to their own kind, I guess. Not to us, but kind to their own families and stuff. Just the way we're kind to ours. The only difference is they think that the demigods, that's the problem, that they're above us, and that's why they live a false lie where they have these big houses and pretend they've paid for a mortgage and paid bills, gas, electric, water and food. We had this conversation the other night. There is no money for these people. They just have these platinum bank cards or whatever that they can spend whatever they want on it. There is no money. They might say that they get 4.8 million a year or whatever it is, but it isn't. There's just no bills for them. It's bollocks. Oh, that life is for you and I, the slave ship life, where you pay for everything. Theirs is all free. Everything. Fuel, food, water. I love you, you pay my rent. Pet Shop Boys, they tell you in the songs. and again, I'll tell you a million times, I could not put that smile on my face because size of that hand. I could not put that smile on my face knowing I was deceiving good people. Not only about shapes of the earth, but you being a woman. Just the same as Amanda sucking my neck when I was 14. There's no difference. You did the dirty on all of us, natural men. And it's not just Leilani Dowding. It's countless numbers of these page 3 girls that I've discovered are men. A few here and there, again, not the ones that become famous like Leilani and Lucy Pinder. The lesser ones that don't get Getty images and stuff, they look like normal people to me. But these ones, it's instantaneous. When I was younger, it's like Linda Lasardi, right? That's what I'm seeing there, Linda Lasardi. Linda Lasardi, even I thought she was even I thought he was gorgeous when I was growing up. Linda, Lord forgive me for I have sinned. There you go. Look at that straight body. Look at it properly, fellas. Look at the Adonis belt here, look. It's not a female hip. Why is he widest above the crotch? I couldn't see any of this before. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. But that is so obviously a man to me now. Look, rib removed. It's so... Look at his Adam's apple. It's so obvious it's a man to me now. But back when I was 16 years old and full of hormones, I knew no better. And it's still happening to this day. There are young men falling for these drag queens all over the world. Is that the husband? The wife? Look at the rounded eye sockets, close set look. Dial M for Masons. Not here though. Male cheekbones. Big, huge cheekbones look. No cheekbones. High set ears. No jawbone look. All jawbone and chin. But Linda Lasardi was one of the biggest names in page 3 glamour and then went on to television. Who is that? Don't tell me that's his dad. Modelling icon discovers her late mother's amazing secret. Death, age 90. Is that a mother? It's got to be a father, hasn't it? He's got quite a forearm on him, and daddy. So, son and father. Is that Linda Lasardi's daughter? Son, be his son. Both got big teeth, look. A place to put Mama's spicy meatball. Still fooling people to this day, right? Linda Lasardi, look. He looks like, who was that? The one from Italy with the big boobs who fell out on Top of the Pops. Reminds me of him as well. But that's a man in spandex with fake boobs and long hair and makeup and jewellery. This is why God didn't want makeup and jewellery and all this thing, because all these trinkets make you believe it's a woman, right? I don't wear any jewellery. I don't even wear a watch. But you associate trinkets and bracelets and rings and earrings and necklaces all with women, right? So it's part of the female attire. But he's a massive blockhead with an Adam's apple. But he fooled all the men of my generation in England. Fooled us all. Not one bloke ever said to me, Linda Lasardi's a dude. But now when I tell blokes my age, Sam Fox is a dude, Linda Lasardi's a dude, they're like, shut up. I'm telling you. We jacked off to him. We had no idea that we were looking at men in women's underwear. And they go on to do panto look. This whole stage show, the whole thing, your whole life is panto. That's where this comes from, right? Greece. Men were the only ones that were allowed to act. Women were second rate. So men dressed up as women to play the women's parts on stage. And then they took that idea and they rolled with it. They say that this happened, I don't know, 2,000 years before Jesus. But it's got to be going on before that, because all of the pharaohs are flip-flops, which is 1,000 and a half years before the 2000 on Christ. So it might have even been from day one that Eve was fooled by the devil in a dress. I've got no idea. I'm going to find out. We're all going to find out. But this fantasy, this fairy tale princess bollocks. You've got a fairy godmother and all of this, the tooth fairy, Santa. They give you it all to stop you from thanking God for everything he gave you. These people thank Satan, not God. They thank Satan for the gifts, the cars, the fame, the fortune. But it's all false. None of it's real, and they know it. That must be still the greatest kick in the face for all of them, right? That it's all fake, none of it's real. If people knew the truth, you wouldn't be famous. You wouldn't be the fairy tale princess. You certainly wouldn't be playing Cinderella. If the people knew the truth, they'd want a real girl up there playing a real princess. And this goes right through the shop, doesn't it? Right through the smorgasbord of jobs and sports and politics and kings and queens. Look at them shoulders. Look at those flat, bony clavicles. He's got massive ears. Linda Lusardi. You know what? I should have done Linda Lusardi, shouldn't I? Oh my gosh, is that Linda Lusardi? Woo! Is that a real picture? That's a real... Somebody tell me what that is. Unless it's Tenor Lady Day and Linda's experiencing a menstrual cycle, which a man cannot experience. Tell me what that shadow casting bulge is in Linda's underwear there. Dive! Woo-ga! Yeah, it's a torpedo. There's a torpedo in the water, Captain. I'll take that picture, Linda. You see, all those pictures that I've jacked off to, not once did I see Linda's sausage like that. But then they were prepared for all of this, right? When they took these pictures, they were tucked properly, and they knew what they were doing to men, making them lust after other men. There you go. They passed. They absolutely passed, even with a flat back. Look how flat that spine is. They passed. Nobody noticed. I'll tell you now, if Linda, back in the 80s, if Linda Lusardi met you in a pub drunk and she said, let's go home, all them men would have just instantly ran off with him without knowing. Drunk, of course. That's the bit that bothers me. That these secret flip-flops, like Amanda, who gave me a love bite, what else has happened to me? Right? For most people, you're going to have jacked off to these monsters, these abominations, just like I did. You didn't get close to them. I had one of these suck on my neck, Frankenstein, like this. It looked like a woman to me back then. Now it doesn't. It's quite obviously a dude to me now. Such a wide face and big rubbery lips. But back then it looked like a girl. If Amanda can get close enough to pin a bite on my neck, what else has happened to me? That's the question. In my life. Linda Lusardi and his son. He is massive. We just go to walking for Linda Lusardi. Walking. And there you go. It's a dude. For all you guys out there at my age who can't believe what I'm saying, there it is. It's a man, look. Straight legs. Space between his feet. Another one. Straight legs, knees together, space between his feet. It's a man. There's no getting around it. Once you can see him, even if you can't understand the face that I've just explained to you, those gaits destroy you. Bearing in mind that he has gone to finishing school. They have told him to walk one foot in front of the other to give the illusion of a woman. But he gives it away because he goes back to the male gait. And the only reason that you get the space between the feet is because there's a pair of testicles in there. Linda Lusardi is a dude. Final answer. That's a flat back, isn't it? So this passed as a page 3 girl. Let me cut that one out, Linda Lusardi, real quick. This one passed as a page 3 girl for many years. Bless me. Linda Lusardi. Linda Lusardi. There you go. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Linda Lusardi. There we go. Is that the right way? Hang on, let me just look. Linda Lusardi. I missed the R. 1 second. Sardi. S-A-R. Linda Lusardi. Create. Is a man. So all you guys out there that thought that this was a girl all your life, like I did, you're going to be sorely shocked unless you research this subject for yourself. This is a woman right here. She gave birth to that man. I know you think that's a woman, but that's the woman. She's got the childbearing hips. She gave birth to that baby because that man there impregnated her with the penis that we've just seen. Thank you, Lynn. In his underwear. Linda Lusardi is a man, look, proven by the way he walks. But there you go, Linda Lusardi. So back to Leilani Dowding, the same problem. The minute I put walking in there, look, we get a Leilani Dowding gate. Where are we? Is that one? Yeah, it's not a good one. That one is, though. Look at the shoulder tilt, look at the hip twist, look at the full mince, look at the arms akimbo, then look at the straight-legged soldier on the right. Leilani Dowding, again, same ballpark as Linda Lusardi. It's a glamour model that's now a political voice in England somehow. Don't ask me how. It's speaking out about a lot of things. But it's a fake speak out, you understand? It's not the voice of the people. It's not my voice. There's no truth in these people. They tell you the truth, but they still lie at the same time, so there's no truth in them. Oh my gosh, that one won Big Brother. Kate, what's his name? He won Big Brother. I don't know who that fella is there with a big hand, but drag queens, look. Reminds me of Amanda a bit. Not quite the same wide face, but there's Leilani with that massive Frankenstein thing again. Friend, Anita. Yeah. But there it is. Remember, God told you that they will wink their eyes and stick out their tongues. Right there. It's a dude in disguise. And it kind of puts you in bad footing with God, doesn't it? Knowing that you've been lusting after the same gender when you're supposed to be straight. I think it's the one thing that really pisses him off. It's written about at the end of Revelations. And men shall not wear dresses, women shall not wear trousers, men will not sleep with men, and women will not sleep with women. He states it quite clearly that it's not the natural way to do things. With us being grown-ass adults and in a free world, you can do whatever you want. And in the pursuit of your own happiness with someone else who wants to do that, fine. But I don't have a straight month where I celebrate everything that's good about being straight and natural. I don't even have a day for that where we celebrate natural people. But you get a whole month of pride. Well, pride comes before the fallen, right? Before the fall. That's what God also told you. I'm glad that God woke me up. I'm glad that I found Christ. I'm glad that I'm the only voice piece where I live. I am glad. I don't care if people think I'm crazy. I don't. I know the truth. I know the difference in boys and girls just by looking at the distance in their eyes, the length of the clavicle, the length of a finger, the way they walk, the size of the smile. But when I get a gait like that, straight legs, knees together, space between the big wide feet, we're done. There are women all over the world that have got food issues, bulimia, anorexia, because they can't understand why their bodies don't look like this, even when they starve themselves to death. They can't get this body, and it's because they're looking at male hips and broad shoulders. They're not looking at the pear-shaped girl that they are. If they were, they wouldn't have this this shape confusion. And in a way, it's affected all of us, right? This has affected all of us. We're not just talking about the girls that have got body issues because of these men. This has affected all of us. I've been jacking off to this creature. Yes, they took our beauty. Well, they haven't taken it, Southern. They can't take it. They're just using it. Again, it's like the man masquerading as a woman. That's Satan masquerading as God, as the rainbow sign. God left Noah the rainbow sign as a covenant to us that he would never flood the earth and do what he did before. This time he's going to burn the place to the ground. We get a new heaven and a new earth. One that's probably not adorned with jasper and emerald and onyx and all these shitey stones that jewelers use. Means nothing. It means nothing to me. It means nothing to me. Not your money, not your precious stones, not your Bentleys and your Bugattis and your 50-bedroomed houses. I don't give a flying monkeys for none of it. I just want to go home to my Heavenly Father. I'm sick of this place, I really am. I'm sick of what they've done to everyone. I'm sick of how the education system has made people so stupid that they don't even care if the world is flat. They don't even care if God exists. They don't care that they're sinning. They don't care that they're doing this to children. That when Leilani was born, he was probably born Lionel or something like that, and they changed him into this. And he's had to live his whole life like this, regardless of whether he wants to or not, because this is forced upon them by Satan from birth. It's not the same as a normal person that wants to go and do this to themselves. And I still feel sorry for them too. You see, that's the difference. A real human, I can't have empathy, but I have sympathy for what's happened to you. I'm on the other end of this stick. I'm a natural guy that's been influenced by your sickness, your twisted, perverted minds. And on the offshoot that you made me dumb enough, I'd copy and repeat what you've done, whether it be a serial killing or doing this to myself. I'm lucky I didn't do any of these things. And you didn't make me gay either. You did subliminally. But in real life, you never made me gay. I've never looked at a bloke and thought, I want to kiss you. Not once. Not once in 52 years of my living have I looked at a bloke and thought, you're sexy, I'll kiss you. Not once. Because the imbalance that is given to people, I can only imagine that it's a mental thing. They could be adding it chemically to people and they're making the frogs gay! They could make people gay using these chemicals. What's it called? Amprophylline or whatever it's called. I don't know. They could be doing that. I absolutely agree. But there's no proof for it. There's no proof for what Alex Jones says. But I can prove to you Leilani's a man just by that one picture right there. I can prove to you that Leilani Dowding is a man. And it works in a courtroom. Pictures are admissible. You only have to get this person to walk up some stairs and down some stairs in a courtroom and it's game over. You only have to get an x-ray machine in court, don't you? Scan them and you'll see that there's no womb. There's no womb. You're missing a womb, mate, and you've got a tucked penis up your ass. You've stuffed your balls and your penis up your ass. Can you imagine that x-ray machine in court? No, I'm a lady. Right, get the x-ray machine, and then bring in the x-ray machine, and you can see the penis is literally tucked up the ass, and the two balls are pushed inside themselves. There's no escaping God's truth. Jesus said, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And it does, it truly does. I can only imagine that day that Satan minced, and I know he did. He went mincing into the royal courtyard in heaven and went, Father, I'm free. And God looked down at him in a dress with boobs and went, yes, you are, free of heaven. Get the out of here. I'm still in two minds why God left that son of a bitch down here with all of us, Adam and Eve. Why would you put that cross-dressing mental health patient in the Garden of Eden with us? It's a question I have got for God when I meet him. Why did you do that, God? Why would you let the serpent? Or did you expect my forefather and mother, Adam and Eve, not to be tempted? Is that what you trusted in? That the free will, that they wouldn't do that, but they still did. And you loved them anyway. It was the same way you loved me. For the mistakes that I've made. For the apples that I've bitten into. Without knowing. Like this one. I just don't understand that bit. But the Bible does say that not all answers you're going to get in living. Some you're going to have to wait for. Some are beyond your comprehension. The proud waves of my ego are stowed only by God's mercy. He trusts someone got the riddle. Yeah, I understand that. I need. And we did, right? We got the riddle. Riddle me this and riddle me that. Leilani Dowding does not have a twat. I am sorry, Father, for all the mistakes that I have made in my life and for any future mistakes and sins that I commit in the future without knowing that I should believe one of their lies. Forgive me. I've got rid of most of them. I don't believe in dinosaurs. I don't believe in space. I don't believe in meteors and asteroids. I don't believe in Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot and UFOs. I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe that the medical system does any good for anyone. I don't believe the education system does any good for anyone. And certainly the politicians certainly don't do any good for any of us. Otherwise the world would be a better place. And people wouldn't be so desperate, would they? That's what the devil causes. He causes desperation in good people. Jesus restores that. He salvages you, you know. For all the wrongdoings you've done in your life, you can be forgiven because you didn't know. But the moment you know, like you and I do, it's a different beat, isn't it? It's a different song. We're on a different page. To all the people that we love and think we're crazy, we're on a different page, a different book to them. And hopefully one day they will get that book. They will turn to that page that we're on. One day they might come and say sorry before it's too late. But I'm not sorry for anything that I've said and done in the last 12 years in the name of God, that the truth shall set you free. I am not sorry for anything I've done or said. Because you betrayed my trust. The people that run this world I'm talking to, you betrayed my trust as a young boy. I trusted that you'd give me an education, that you'd give me a sense and sensibility, that you'd make me see the world. Well, in a way you have, because you've released this information and I've seen it. But it's Jesus that gives you the rewards in heaven. Satan rewards you in this life. Jesus does not reward you in this life. He rewards you in the next. Satan hates you. Satan hates children. He doesn't want children. That's why there are abortion clinics. It's depopulation. And the biggest one that we've just been through, and I know a lot of people, we've lost a lot of people and friends that you know. You tried. You tried your best. You tried to tell them it was a scam. You tried to tell them that it was nothing more than a serum, an experimental serum. But they did not listen. They did not know how. Vincent, these people don't have any of these serums. Understand this. When they're born, they don't get any of this crap put in them. It's just us, the normal people. And we can't put two and two together. Where sudden infant death syndrome comes from, SIDS. 3 days earlier, you pumped in 600 milligrams of mercury, 1400 milligrams of aluminium into your newborn child. If I knew what was in those needles, I would never have let them near a ratio. They would have never got near my son. I would have fought them tooth and nail. I'd have gone to prison for him. I would. When I was born, I had 3 MMR, measles, mumps, rubella, in the 70s. I didn't need anything else. But now, when Horatio was born, 2006, there was 24 different things. I had 3 MMR, measles, mumps, rubella. He had 24 different things, or 21 plus the MMR. Now it's up to 70 something the day they're born. And yet God made them so strong that most of us can still fight it and defend against it. But for the ones that they get through to, they ruin families. They ruin whole families. When they create an autistic child or Downs, whatever it is. I know that God does not create these diseases. He never created them. It's Satan's work. It's not God's. What man will do for money, and Satan controls money and invented money, what does that tell you? I've said it loads of times, Anna Sousa, I do not consent. On behalf of the world, we do not consent. In God's name, you are a bunch of unholy, lying, deceiving scoundrels. But just like with natural people, there are good and bad people in natural people, right? And if any one of you wants to tell me the answer's no, you fucking lying shits. Excuse me language, but it's the way it is. There are good and bad people of all types of colours around the world. So to tell me that all of these people of the evil synagogue of Satan. Sometimes I can't accept that. I accept that the top ones are, the ones that do it to them. I accept they are. They do all the rituals and the bloodletting and that, if it's true. But they are evil because they did this to these children. Whether these children are still evil, well, God's going to decide, isn't he? Because God's everywhere all at once. Every one of us is going to be accountable to God. Every single last one of us. I don't know what God's going to say about you flip-flopping your children. For all I care, that's blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. Knowing you was born male, pretending to be female, it's blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. Because you are a Holy Spirit. God created you. You are a spirit in a living body, created in his image. You should be a Holy Spirit, but you don't recognize it. You don't even recognize your spirit or your soul. Most people don't, because they're so wrapped up in the world. They made everybody so money reliant and money wanting, greed, one of the 7 deadly sins, made everybody greedy, even the naturals. No, I say everybody, not every natural's greedy. Most are though, right? Most would stiff you in an heartbeat. They'd rob you if they could. The world wasn't meant to be this way. It was never meant to have children like this in it. Satan secretly took over the world and did this to children from generation to generation. We're talking intergenerational. We're talking hundreds, if not thousands of years of this. That it's been going on. And it's coming to an end. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. Whatever the future holds, it's not this. It's not money. Mankind will learn his mistake to allow a piece of paper to control every single human person down here. Every living soul is controlled by a piece of paper, a promissory note, nothing more than a promise from Satan that you'll get paid for doing this for him. All we have to do is work for free. If we just work for free, everybody will have everything. They'll have food, they'll have clothes, they'll have a car, they'll have an house. You go on holidays, you see the world. You're not going to space because it doesn't exist, but there you go. But instead, the jet set elite do all of this. They travel the world. They do all the things that none of us get to do. I mean, I don't want to climb Mount Everest. I don't want to go hang gliding over the Riviera of Brazil. I don't want to do any of those things. But there are people out there who would love to do it and can't. Simply because they don't have any money. They were born in the wrong country. They were born in the wrong town or city or to the wrong family. That's unfair. Everybody is allowed an equal right to happiness, a pursuit of happiness and freedom in this world. And yet we just go with the flow, don't we? We don't stand up for ourselves. Like, in the past, there's no way they could have got away with what they do. So there had to be some wipeout, flat earth reset, whatever you want to call it. I call it the flood. And then they started again after the flood and slowly took over the world over the last 4,500 years. Was it 5,500? No, it's 4,500 years from the flood. The oldest the oldest plant in the world is 4,500 years old, which puts you right in God's heavenly flood. That the oldest plant that grew there after the flood is this fern. It was the first thing to grow. Before all the trees and all the grasses, this fern grew everywhere. God's ultimate design, the way he created it. They don't have God's will. I agree, they don't, Anna. But there's a chance, Anna, that some of them want God to win and not Satan. There's a chance. Most of them won't. Most of them. Look, the way I look at it is this way, Anna. Through Flat Earth, I met a few nice people. I did. But most of them were rotten, lying, dirty flip-flops. With no other agenda other than to stall me and belittle me when I found out the truth. They hated Jesus. They kidnapped Raish off me. I hope that God forgives them, I really do. But if he doesn't, so be it. You had free will. You could have worked for God or you could have worked for Satan, and you chose Satan. The lesser of the two deities in this world, if you consider the devil to be a deity. Even by Satan's own words, he loses. Because God is the almighty power. God is the ultimate creator of all things. And God is the truth, yes. God is truly the truth. I'm in love with the truth. I'm in love with God. The idea of God and the beauty of the world that he created for us all to live in. I know it's been ruined, I get it. But I can still get up in the morning and look at the sky and think, Father, you are the greatest painter in the world. I look at the reds and the yellows and the oranges and the way the clouds have vortexed and spiraled and created the shapes in front of me. And then I look at the green pastures and the dew coming up from the grass and the fog rising up off. It's just amazing. Nature and the world itself is still amazing when you acknowledge it and who created it. But for most people, they don't have time to acknowledge any of these things. They just hate the place and they hate God. Most of them hate God. And for these people, I guess they do hate God because they know that he's going to punish them for what they've done to all the natural people, for telling lies to the public. How many lies have we uncovered over the last, I don't know, 12 years? I've been doing this 12 years. How many lies have you uncovered? How many liars in your own friends and circle have you discovered that didn't like you, that have a lot of hate for you? All because you said the world's not spinning, all because you said water's level, that the dinosaurs don't exist, that scam vids are hoax and all of this. They hated on you for it. But just remember, they hated him first. Because he was the original truth spitter. Long before any of us got here to tell the truth, he spat it and said it as it was. I'm glad it happened. I really am. I'm glad that I'm awake to this lie. I'm glad that I can see that Leilani Dowding is a man. And if you can't see that he's a man, then you've got to research and study and practice until you can do this for yourself. Because there are other teachers out there that'll tell you, this is a real woman. Who did it earlier on Twitter? Where is it? It was, oh no, it wasn't Twitter, was it? It was on YouTube. Where are we? Our Q angle is different and men's, our hips are wider. Yes, exactly, Susan. That's exactly why. Because of your childbearing hips. Oh, there you go. Poopy. Commented, bullshit. So let's have a quick look. Who are you saying this about? Aaron Paul, 2 first names. Alright, I think we can go with Aaron Paul. Let's cut that. So you're telling me, as a student of forensics, that's a male skull? Is that what you're telling us all, poopy poopy? That's a man with a 5 head and close set pretty eyes, high set ears, pink lips, no jawline, no Adam's apple. Just on that face alone. You're telling me close set eyes versus far apart eyes, 5 head versus 4 head, small mouth, small dentures versus big mouth, big dentures. That's bullshit. That's what you're telling me. And even when I get to the gates, you must have watched the whole video, right? Right there, mincing. It's bullshit, is it? Jesus told me I'd know you by your fruits. Hey, poopy poopy. It's in your name, I guess. You're talking poopy poopy. I came here to tell the truth, to expose the wicked, the liars and the deceivers. I'm not bothered about lower down people in the chat, and I'm not bothered. I'm bothered about these people. I can prove to people that this is going on using celebrity pictures. It's so simple. Once you see that female gate, it's game over, no matter what you think about someone's face. But I absolutely love the fact that I can tell. I don't care anymore whether you can tell or not. I've taught you how to do it. You should be able to tell for yourself. You should be able to just look at that one picture there and know it's a woman. You don't need the skull. You don't need the gait. I mean, the clavicle, the finger ratio. You don't need any of these things. All you need is a gait. All you need is a decent face picture. Mincing every single picture. But it's a joke that you think this is bullshit. It must be. Either that or you think it's pig shit. You got to be one of the other, right, poopy poopy. You're either a shill or you thick as pig shit. Because anybody with an ounce of sense can see that that's a woman's face, squashed downward, wide forehead, 5 head. Men's faces spread across the skull, giving them a 4 head. Women's faces are pushed downwards look, giving them a 5 head, a squashy face. And right there, no, sorry. Oh, we're still on David Bowie, my bad. Where's that gone? Oh yeah, it was there, wasn't it? In here. Oh, my bad. Right there is your female skull. Small dentures, high set ears, close set eyes, 5 head, widest in the hairline. Squashy face. Absolute tiny, squashy face with a big 5 head. Not every single FTM looks like that, but lots of them do. And for all of the ones that look like this, I'll tell you now, if I bump into you in real life...
Hear me! That's all
no, not Hercules.
You shall not pass!
You shall not pass. It's that simple. You shall not pass. You squashy-faced, 5-headed, soft-eyed, straight-legged, MTF, FTM motherfuckers. You will not pass. Because that's what all this is about. It's about passing. And they do. To the general public, they pass. But slowly but surely, the information that they're releasing, because this is a rollout, is going to hit the masses. It is. But it's going to be a slow release. I was told flat earth will take 20 years to get out. I'm 12 years in. Eight more years and flat earth will be a normal thing. I told you, at that time when it was this summer, I was outside someone's house and 2 blokes were trying to take the piss. And there was a woman walking by. Well, a young girl. She wasn't a woman. She would have been about, I don't know, 18, 19. She was a young girl. And they went to her, "Hey, what shape is the earth? And I looked at her thinking she's going to say ball. And she looked at them both and went flat, smiled at me and just kept walking. And I was in shock because I really thought she was going to say ball. 10 years before this, she would have said ball. But it's taken this long for so many people to understand that the earth's flat. And like Lou, she thinks it's the biggest lie of all. It's not. This is the biggest lie of all. I used to think flat earth was the biggest lie of all and it'd bring you to God. But it doesn't. Nothing brings you to God quicker than knowing that you were intelligently designed. Male and female created he them. And not only was you intelligently designed, you was designed in the image of God. Created in the image of himself. That's why Satan hates you, because he's not created that way. He made the earth for us, not for Satan. He gave us dominion over the earth and everything in it. But these people pull off these, what can only be described as bullshit psyops on all of us, and create pandemics and pandemonium and just basically pan pipes everywhere, innit? It's pan. It's all pan. Pandora's box. But we've said it before and we'll say it again. You're not awake until you realise that this is going on. You don't even know anything about Earth. If all you can talk about is the anal lemma or the curvature of the Earth or whatever it is, you're still stuck where they want you. Until you've found this secret out, you don't know any secrets. Because you're listening to the same people, the same liars. They want to distract you. They don't want you to learn it quickly. They want you to learn it very slowly. Whereas I'm the opposite. I don't want you to learn it slowly. I want you to know it quickly. So I designed plenty of pictures and plenty of videos to teach people how to do this. And now, as a fully fledged forensic student, you should be able to see. There are no hips. Why is he pointing down with one finger? It's a Masonic pose saying he's got a penis. Still got a penis. He's got no hips. He's got no boobs. He's got square shoulders. He's got wide eyes. He's got a short forehead. Leilani Dowding is a man, proven by the way he walks. We're not on Leilani though. We went off on a tangent. We're doing David Bowie. All that from a set of clavicles. All that from a set of clavicles. Back to David. Are you in my back file, David? Yes, she is. David Bowie walking. For all the people that are watching this David Bowie video, I'm sorry, I went on a rant. We'll start with the flamingo feet. The broken leg, that's not a very good one. What is that? Oh, that's where they've got the wrong clothes on in it. Where they go for a walk. David Bowie, look at those chicken nom-noms eyes. Stare fail. Right there, game over. Is that real? Descent print. I don't know if that's real or not. It's giving him a female gait, even if it's not. AI again. Because it's copying the real thing. David Bowie walking from Flamingo. That's a nice inliner. Is that real? Does that doesn't look real? David Bowie print collection. I guess it is. On the print collections. He was the best dressed glam rock, whatever. Why is that CGI mincing? Explain it to me like I'm 5 years old. Why is David Bowie mincing in that CGI picture? Because they're taking it from real life. That's why. Where are your gates, David Bowie? Where was that mince on that CGI come from if it didn't come from real life? Bink. Bowie on the right, female Bigfoot. That's a nice one. There, David Bowie in full mints from Flamingo. Look at those tiny shoes on that little bitch there. Little FTM. Oh, wow, pictures. Oh, well. Let me come back there. Let me open this here. Let me open that one there. And David Bowie. I've got a few of them. Let's have a look what we got. Oh, that's alright. Where are all these gates? None of these gates were showing, look.